It took a long time for tech giants like Apple and Microsoft to gain their footing, and in the process, those companies created a lot of unmade ideas that never got their time to shine, or products that simply never got popular and fell through the cracks. Welcome to part 2 of the most obscure pieces of tech lost media, that be it from massive companies or lesser known ones. Let's cut right to the chase with our remaining 4 topics. For this entry, we're going to be talking about one of Microsoft's most unknown products ever, that even die-hard fans might have a hard time recognizing. It's Microsoft's ChronoZoom from 2012. ChronoZoom was a research project started in collaboration with UC Berkeley. The project consisted of an ambitious interactive timeline that allowed users to explore the history of the universe in a zoomable format. The project was viewable through a website and it was created to be accessible to anyone. It just looked really cool and it's a shame that it isn't accessible anymore. But why is it exactly lost though? Well, despite being released to the public and readily available, Microsoft shut it down quietly and the site is no longer accessible. From my own research, no archives exist anywhere and we'll likely never see it again, as the creators are the only ones who might have backups. The next entry is one of the more interesting ones on the list, but not my favorite, as it comes from Apple. It's the unreleased games for Apple's game console, the Pippin, from 1996. The Pippin was a console and multimedia device developed by Apple and licensed to Bandai, meant to compete with the PlayStation and N64. Yes, there's a timeline out there where Apple successfully entered the console market. Imagine how insane the fight between them and Xbox would have been. The Pippin flopped hard due to poor marketing and lack of developer support, making it one of Apple's biggest failures. However, it isn't the console itself that is lost, as it did release to consumers. It's the several unreleased Pippin games that never released due to the console underperforming, including a lost Gundam title and other Bandai projects that are yet to be uncovered. Our penultimate topic for today comes from Sony, who are less influential in the tech sphere, but still extremely lucrative due to their crown jewel, PlayStation. This one is quite similar to the Pippin situation, as we're talking about the unreleased games for the PSX DVR console from 2003. The PCX was a hybrid PlayStation 2 and digital video recorder that was only released in Japan. Despite its awesome looks, it was too expensive and never made it outside Japan, quickly fading into obscurity. Much like the Pippin, some exclusive software and a rumored alternate UI prototype with unique features are said to be lost, which does indeed include games. And lastly, our final topic for the day is something of a channel exclusive because as far as I know, I'm the first person to even talk about it on YouTube ever. In fact, this topic is so obscure that it doesn't even have a Lost Media Wiki article. What am I talking about, you may ask? Well, I'm talking about several lost ads and marketing material for the British TV internet box NetVision. Now, what in the world is a TV internet box? Well, you see, back in the early 90s, the meteoric rise of the internet was well underway, and a market emerged for devices that could allow you to browse it without any of the complications of using a PC at the time. The first of these devices was WebTV, which was created in 1995, and it combined the simplicity and features of a normal TV with apps that allow you to smoothly browse the internet. It called itself a set-top box, sort of a middle ground between a desktop and a laptop. Microsoft decided to purchase them in 1997. However, a group of WebTV employees didn't like that, so they decided to leave WebTV to form their own startup, one that would actually be similar to WebTV, but iterate upon its features. And that's how NetVision was formed. And it did actually release to the market, however, it remains extremely obscure as it originally released in the EU only, and it wasn't very popular abroad. So, what exactly is lost? Well, for starters, the advertising campaign is practically completely lost, as only a few re-uploads of the advertisements exist on YouTube. We don't have a list of how many ads were made, so we don't even know how many were created. The Comdex 99 keynote its co-founder gave is also mostly lost, and only the following fragment has been found.
Now, our goal with NetVision is to seriously hone in on that TV and internet concept and mold it into a product that people are seriously going to be using in their day-to-day. And that means creating features such as this.
It's practically impossible that we'll ever recover the material, as NetVision Programs itself doesn't even exist anymore, as it filed for bankruptcy following a dispute with, ironically, Microsoft. If you're interested, you can join the search by checking out their community subreddit below in the description. These products show that big tech isn't as squeaky clean as it may seem, and that an insurmountable amount of products have fallen through the cracks over the years. And with that, I'm ready to sign off. See you later, ladies and gents.